Scanning for audio. Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to another Tin Dog podcast. And this time we're going to be discussing yet another Ninth Doctor story. I know. I mean, let's face it, by this point, the Ninth Doctor exists in almost, well, is it double the stories we once had? I know. So on audio, there's more Ninth Doctor than ever was on TV. And I'll be honest with you, massively prefer the Ninth Doctor on audio. But that's just the way my head works. Okay, so it's 3 stories in this box set. This is 3.2, so the equivalent of his 3rd season, part 2. I know. And this has got 3 stories. So it's 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3. The first one is Below There by Lauren Mooney and Stewart Pringle. The second one is The Butler Did It by James Moran. And the third one is Run by Robert Valentine. All writers who have a tremendously good track record. For the remote notes of the transmat network in solving crimes and at space service stations or helping a friend climb the political ladder, sometimes the journeys are more interesting, more dangerous than the destination. That's the overall box set description. Here we go. And let's face it, as a box set, this just kind of hits the ground running and goes with it. Below There by Lauren Mooney and Stewart Pringle, obviously. Vix works in a teleport relay station in the darkest depths of space, and she's afraid. Strange voices crackle through the comms channels, shapes gather outside the starless viewing ports, and visions of death and destruction plague her dreams. Then she got a call from the Doctor, who warns Vix that her worst nightmares are about to become reality. It's a ghost story. It's a crackingly good ghost story, but it's still a ghost story. All of these have very small casts. The last one's cast kind of big, but this one is basically almost two-hander. It's that thing, the last man on Earth was sat in his chair. There was a knock at the door, which is the shortest of all horror stories. But it's still great. You've got something going on with what has become of the transmat system. And there is definitely something coming. The Doctor is on hand to try and save the day, but as always with the Ninth Doctor, he likes to help people to help themselves. It's a definite trait of the Ninth Doctor's time. Number 2, The Butler Did It. That's by James Moran. The Doctor lands at a spaceship repair port on a dusty planet to the tune of the TARDIS engines, but someone has poisoned an old friend of his, and now everyone in the station is a suspect. It's time to round up the clues, get out the magnifying glass, sonic screwdriver, and check out the butler's alibi. As the synopsis tells you, it's basically a whodunit. And all the clues are there, and there's a lovely bit of investigation, and as per every single story, the Doctor is encouraged to go back to having a companion to make themselves a better person. It's working great. It's nicely put together, and the only thing that I was thinking of when I saw the title was perhaps there should be a story where someone turns up to a butler convention and everyone's the butler, and then there's a murder of someone who isn't a butler. But that's another story for another time. Run by Robert Valentine. Now this one you'll like. When heinous demagogue Bellatrix Vega threatens the stability of the Galactic Federation, the Doctor convinces the newly elected representative of Alpha Centauri to run against her for president. Yes, you heard that right. Alpha Centauri. Oh yeah. As Vega's team mount a campaign of dirty tricks, the Doctor and Alpha must thwart a murderous conspiracy or see the galaxy's greatest democracy become a brutal dictatorship. Yes, it's got parallels with current American politics, or European politics, or UK politics, or lots of different parallels, and that's what Alpha Centauri stories do. They have parallels with current political events. This is Alpha at the beginning of their career. And you know what? Absolutely hilarious. Brilliant performances across the board, and I loved it. I love that all of the characters they're named after their star systems of origins, and it just fits, it just works. Huge fan of this. Massively brilliant box sets. And you know what? You should just hear the trailer. You genuinely should. So with that, I'll let you hear the trailer yourself. And until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Ninth Doctor Adventures. Travel in Hope.
Somebody! Help us!
Go Black!
Vix,
Who is that? Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
But I don't need a doctor.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Outside the viewing portal. In the dark. There's something out there.
Close the shutter. Do it now. Now!
Computer, close viewing portal.
Evacuate. Beam away. Whatever it takes, just go.
A little bell. I love a little bell.
The bell is going away now.
He's normally healthy. What could bring this on so suddenly?
Poison?
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Sita has been poisoned, and someone here is responsible. Right, here's what's going to happen. We'll interview all the suspects, that's you lot, figure out who has poisoned Sita, get the antidote, lock up the culprit, and graciously accept your applause. But first, my gut feeling is this: the Butler did it.
This is it! The Galactic Federation Building, number 1, Federation Plaza.
So, I'm finally here.
Here you are indeed. Hello, Alpha Centauri.
Oh! Bellatrix Vega as president of the Galactic Federation? It's unthinkable.
So, we're agreed then.
Agreed? On what?
No one's stepping up, and someone has to.
You mean...
Well, Alpha Centauri.
Oh, cribbles!
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @TinDogPodcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.